Alright, good morning and welcome to another wonderful episode of your wonderful program with on your number one online gospel radio station, WiGRadio. My name is Olawale Perfect, and I've been doing a series on relationship, and today I'm going to be doing something quite interesting and strategic. I have two wonderful guests in the studio with me this wonderful day, and we're going to be talking about this. And guess what? The two guests that I have with me, they are international guests. To my right hand side, I have Evangelist Adedayo, Adetunji, all the way from Tanzania, Asante Sana. Okay. And I also have with me a wonderful brother and friend. You know, one of us here in WiGRadio. He was with us in WiGRadio for at least almost 2 years. Yeah. Almost 2 years before he relocated to the United States of America. And I have with me Mr. Tolubooks Arogundade, the number one book promoter in Africa. You know, very, very wonderful man. And I'm glad to let you know that the three of us who are doing this together, we are all married. Of course, you know, like they say, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. I'm the youngest married person in the midst of these wonderful people. You know, Tolubooks have been married for close to a year, about 9 months now. And Mr. Evangelist Adetunji has been married for how many years now? 4 years. 4 years, okay. So that's what I meant by some animals are more equal than others. And I have been married for 7 months at the time you are watching this, as at February 2020. But someone else might be watching this sometime next year, so that you won't think that my marriage is 7 months. So I want us to discuss something quite interesting. I want us to talk about what are those things that newly married. Now, no matter what, if someone is just about to get married, there are certain experiences that you have had that is different from someone that is not yet married. Someone is about to marry. So let's assume somebody is planning that, okay, I want to get married this year, but the person is not yet married. Or the person just got married last week. What are some of those things that you think people need to put into consideration? And I'm going to tell you the basis for which we are doing this. I remember when I was going to get married, some few days before I was to get married, I sent a message to about 7 or about 10 of my friends who have been married. And I asked them one question. I said, what are those things you would want to teach someone that is just about to get married? And they shared some quite interesting things with me. And you know, now I can look back and I can say that, wow, those guys were correct. They were more experienced than I am. Of course, I've read several books on marriage, but I was hearing from the experiences of those who have been married. So where do I start from? I think I would love to start with Mr. Tolubooks. So Tolubooks, you've been married for 9 months.
Yeah.
And there are certain things that you've learned in the course of this 9 months. So let's assume somebody is just about to get married, and the person asking you is, okay, what will you want me to think about, to put into consideration as I am just about to get married? What would you share with that person?
Thank you, Mr. Perfect. Even though I don't have, it's not, this interview is not prepared for.
Yes.
But I know that
I actually arrested both of them. They didn't prepare for this, but I just said they have to do this.
So even though it's not prepared for, but it's something, you know, a lot of things, when you hear topics like this, a lot of things would always come to your mind about, okay, you want to look for instances and scenarios, there are things that happened, and you just want to use it as an illustration to buttress to make an emphasis or make it as a point. And one of the things that I would always advise, at least with a little experience, when I mean little experience, really little experience that I've had, is that one should be able to know that understanding is better. You understand? Try to know that you need to understand your partner. You know, every one of us, we are not born in the same house. And the way my parents taught me is actually different from the way my in-laws taught my wife. So we have different backgrounds, we have different way of doing things, we have different way. So we need to understand that and be able to look at how we can adjust into that. You know, my wife, both of us had there are times that we had issues. I just discovered that the issues were not because we just want to have issues. They were because of our differences. That I just have to, okay, it's our differences. The way I operate is quite different from the way my wife operates. You know, I try to understand that, come from that perspective, and be able to, since the day I discovered that, things are just flow very, very well. And if we understand the kind of person we are in a relationship with, we are married to, it helps us a long way. I was listening to somebody and the guy said he is a spender. No, he is a spender, his wife is a saver. That single word is saving me a lot of headache now. That single word. For me to just understand, okay, my wife can be the saver, I might be the spender. Just understanding that helps me to know that yes,
and it seems that sometimes God usually brings two opposite people together. Exactly. Like this example you gave. One is the spender, one is the saver. And if the both of them are spenders, they're going to be trouble.
Exactly.
If the both of them are savers, they will also be trouble. Exactly. So God sometimes usually brings a spender with a saver. And the moment they understand, they will be able to know how to balance out each other.
Exactly. And once you understand that, once you know that, I think you will not, there won't be any financial issue. That's my personal belief. Because once I discovered that, okay, my wife, she's a saver, I'm the spender, it gives her that balance. You understand? To know that, you know, she knows that this is who Tolu is. I know that this is who she is. You understand? She wants to save, I want to spend. You understand? And we understand it from that aspect. You understand? So if we want to go out, or we are coming for vacation right now to Nigeria, we know that yes, we have to save money ahead. Because there's going to be a time that we have to spend it. We don't want to, let's spend it. That's, even though we have money, we're keeping for something else. But okay, I want to speak it. But money for vacation, we have to save it because we have to spend. Knowing that, so when we go out to do anything and I want to buy anything big, she won't be angry. She won't buy, because she knows that we've saved for it, because the person I'm with is a spender. So it helps us. And
it is actually very, very important for you to have the spending part and to also have the savings part.
So when we went out and I gave she has all my debit card with her, I don't have to worry myself, because she knows that okay, anything this guy wants, I just need to buy it for him. You understand? So I don't need to start thinking about me, I want to spend. She doesn't want to allow me to spend. You know.
But at the same time, she would also curtail you, such that when you are trying to spend too much,
that is the reason I said there is a saving, a account for savings for vacation. That you know that yes, it's just for this 3 weeks vacation. So we can't go outside of the budget we have for it. We have to spend for that 3 weeks. This is what we are spending for 3 weeks. So we have to spend in between days. So in respect of how we want to spend, we always we have a budget. So it helps. So understanding, coming back to your question, what I would advise anybody going into marriage is understanding. Know the person you're in courtship with. It really gives you won't have the headache.
Wow, awesome, very interesting one. So number one thing you must understand as you are going into marriage is understand your partner. And you need to understand your partner in relation to yourself. So first understand yourself and then understand your partner. So what kind of person are you? What kind of person is your partner? Alright, I'm going to be moving straight ahead to the experience that 4 years experience is not a joke. Now, but we want you to just play back maybe 4 years back, between the last 4 years that you've been married. So if someone is just about to get married, or the person is new in marriage, what would be the advice you give to the person? What are those things you think the person needs to watch out for? What are those things you think the person needs to really pay a lot of attention to?
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Toby.
Yes, sir.
That was great. Understanding, very true. That's very basic for intending couples or couples at the first
phase of marriage.
Yeah, that's very important. Let me have this patience.
Patience.
Patience, yes. We need to learn to be patient with one another. Just like Mr. Tolu said, issues will come up, but with patience, we will be able to address it properly. And patience gives space for understanding. If we're not patient with one another, we will destroy things destroy marriages. Anything gets destroyed due to lack of patience. So
maybe you should explain more, because when you say patient, what exactly is patient? Does it mean that okay, maybe when my wife is cooking, she's in the kitchen, and the food is not ready, I should be patient? As in, I'm trying to get a clearer picture of what you mean by patient.
Let me give an example. There are certain characters, there are certain behaviors that comes up in the early part of marriage. Like my brother said, as a result of different backgrounds. If you're not patient, you won't be able to understand. You won't have that time to even.
So it means check. At such time, do nothing.
Yeah, do nothing at such time. Take time to reflect and think, why is this happening this way? Why is this way? And those are the times when the Holy Spirit speaks to you also. So those times when you see certain characters come up at different times, it's not just going to be one or two or three. It's not just one. Different things are going to come up. Like we all know, marriage is a school, so we are all learning. And someone says you can't understand the woman. Well, I don't know what they mean by that. But the truth of the matter is that we are all human beings and we are changing. Several things affect what comes up in our life at different times. Change of environment, change of status. She was working before, she's not working again. But she had a child, she's a single, she enjoys herself now, she has a baby. You know, different things brings up different things inside of us. So with patience, we will be able to trash out those issues and know why is this person behaving this way. And I also think the part of growing together is very important. Most of us leave our wives there. And some wives also leave their husband there. It's a journey and we're going to grow up, you know, like, how we say, let's spend this thing, let's spend it, they get it now. But as you grow together, the one who knows about saving feels, okay, yeah, we need to save, but we also need to spend. They get me now, so growth has a way of balancing.
It's like they've come to the same level.
Yes, they've come to equilibrium, sort of, they come to
okay, I would like to ask another question, and that is about courtship. Now, some people have the privilege of having a long courtship. Some other people do not have the privilege of a very long courtship. Now, some people believe that when people are in a long courtship, they would have had enough time to understand each other. And some other people say that, come, this issue of long courtship it results in a lot of complications and things like that. So, is there any rule? And then there are also people that say that, come, even if you are in a courtship for 10 years, you will still never understand each other. You will still come to meet another new layer that you never thought about. Mr. Tolu, what do you think about that?
Courtship, I stand to be corrected, and I want to say this, that God has a way of dealing with everybody on different levels. And some people have made the way God is dealing with them to be the
standard for others.
A standard for others, that oh, this is the way we are supposed to do these things. And we've seen situations of people who are into marriage, who court for a very long time, and they ended up divorcing. We've seen people who did not court for so long and they end up divorcing. We've seen people who have been for a long time, who court for a very long time, and they are still together. We've seen people who just barely met each other just a few days ago, and they've come together and they are still together. So it's different stroke for different folks. What works for you might not be what works for me, and that's the reason why I'm always careful when it comes to relationship. Because what is working for me might not be what is working for you. What is working for me at this season might not be working for me when another season comes. Even for me at this season.
I think it might work at this season, and next season
things might
you need to change strategy.
You might need to have changed your strategy. So it's very one has to be very careful. So once, and people have preached this all over, and I'm always mute about it. So when it comes to courtship, the best thing is seek for God's direction.
Wow.
That is just the basic thing.
God's direction.
Just seek for God's direction. I will say this thing, and I met my wife, and when I was outside Nigeria, there were a lot of ladies that I met, a lot online, everywhere, and you know, and I was just careful about it. And I've seen situations, and I've seen a lot of people who don't even cut at all, and they just met each other, and they just feel the synergy.
An example in the Bible is someone like Isaac. Isaac, they barely had no courtship.
But that is the point right now. That why are we not preaching that in church? I discovered this, and I stand to be corrected also, that we preach things that, or we say things that work for us, and we want people to do that. People will not preach what they see something happen in the Bible, and they will not want you to go about it. You just mentioned Isaac now. I've not seen a pastor or a preacher who actually can talk about, oh, follow the example of Isaac. Have you seen? I've not.
You know, I think one of the reasons also is that the average lady feels that you have to go through a lot of struggle.
Where do we? So if we base all our teaching on the gospel, where is in the gospel in the Bible that a lady has to struggle,
a man has to struggle, do a lot of things, and then the lady will tell you, I need to pray about it, I need to think about it, and 1 year later would now give you a response after you have struggled for 1 year.
You have struggled for 1 year. So there are a lot of things that we are not preaching.
I think at this point I need to ask Evangelist Adetunji, because I don't know how long did you court in your own case before she finally said yes? Did she
before she said
take you to a lot of stress?
Okay, before she said yes, it was instant yes.
Oh, it was instant yes also. Yes. Wow, wonderful.
So,
but okay, let's just get to hear from you on this subject.
Yeah, it was instant yes, because she felt she had heard from God before I came. Wow. You know, we should train our sisters to be spiritually sensitive. You should even know before the man comes. You know, so she knew. It's not when the man
when you were coming, she knew that he's coming.
In fact, she even knew before me.
Wow.
You get that? So she had already prayed. So while I was coming, and then okay, she just said yes. And when she got back to the room, one for anything happened, she told me her friend said, "Hey, just like that.
Why will you just say yes to
6 months, 3 months?"
You can imagine. So the mindset the friend had was that even when you know, you should still take time. 6 months.
So she told them, no, this is manipulation. It's social manipulation. You know this already, and you feel God has told you it's time now. Do this. I want to say this. This is why most of our brothers and sisters lose the will of God for their lives.
Wow.
Because the will of God also leads to this. God's will, God's time. So when you try to
God's will,
and God's time. So even though it is God's will, must be done God's way, then God's time. If you manipulate that time because of the norms around, let's push him a bit. He has to show me that he loves me, and he has to do some things, he has to do some things, and that's why we have a lot of our Christian sisters out there looking for who to marry.
So let me chip in this. I heard something from a comedian. One of the, it's a well-known comedian in Nigeria. I saw that his interview with his wife, and they were acting, and the wife said, "Do people really know that this guy did not propose to?"
Wow.
And she said, and the guy said, "Why would I propose to you when I know that you will say yes? I don't need to propose when I know that you will say." In my case, I didn't even propose to my wife. I just say, we've been friends, and I will always introduce, her to some other guys that, and there was a day and she will always just laugh about it. And there was a day I just said, I call her babe. I said, "Babe, let's marry now. Why are we doing
just like that?"
Just like that. I said, "Hey, okay." And that was just it. I never, I don't know it. I never say, do so. I just
kneel down.
Okay. I think that's the next thing I really want us to get into now. There's been something trending on social media these days of proposals, special proposals, where a guy has to spend a lot of money, and then the guy has to kneel down. There are so many ways. People have become so creative now. Sometimes, they get a policeman, arrest the guy, and the lady's crying. He's wondering what's happening, and then all of a sudden, he brings out a flower, and then he says that, "Will you marry me?" And then, sometimes also, you come up with a lot of, great, wonderful ideas. And what do we think about some of these
proposal strategies?
Well,
we are Christians, and we should always go back to the Bible and check. Anything we're doing, is is it in the Bible? I mean, even if it's not that form can we for well, maybe culture or maybe environment. We know that in our own culture, most of these things are not. How did our fathers propose to their mother, to our mothers?
And many of their marriages worked out.
Yeah, worked out. See, that brings me. Let me join this with the previous discussion we had. Okay. Most of the time, the problem is our value systems are wrong. Isaac would marry Rebecca because they both had similar values. But these days, why are we studying one another for so long? Why? If you're a Christian, I'm a Christian, and you are growing in Lord, I'm growing in Lord, the fruit of the Spirit is growing in me, then what's in me is in you. So what are we checking again? To see if we are compatible. What kind of compatibility are we checking again? If you are really a Christian and you are growing and I'm growing, the same Jesus in you is in me, the same fruit of the Spirit is in me. So I don't think that just because we have different levels of growth now, I know the fruit of the Spirit has a connection with our societal values and all that, because they may not call it fruit of the Spirit, but the issue of caring, respect for others, these things are found in that Galatians 5:25. So if we can go back and work on our value system as a church, cleanliness, respect for elders, some of these things, marriage becomes very, 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 very easy. So this is show of proposal strategy. Well, like my brother said, you know, everybody has his own style, but for me, and I think it's just a waste of time. Wow. Sorry to say that.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time.
What do you think?
I watch all those things. It's lovely when you watch them. It's good when you watch them. It's the thing is, what is the point of it? If I do this now, this marriage proposal, is it part of what will make our relationship last longer? What is the point of it? Why are we doing it? You understand? What is the basic of it? This funny thing happened when I was about to get married.
Okay.
And I told my wife that, and maybe because you know that I love business, and I started calculating all the money. And I said, babe, this money, I know business that we can do. Put this money inside this, and it will work for us. He said, you know, women,
it's my day of joy.
If we put this inside business, we will live fast. You understand? But that does not mean that you doing that or you not doing that will create a longer relationship or create those things that would help you guys live for a very long time. It does not. The end point is what we should always look at. Everybody always look at what is in front of them. Not looking at what is the 10 years, the 20 years, the 30-year goal. What is ahead of us? So we put all our eggs, all our stuff into one basket right now. Oh, let's do this one. This is because everybody, they are doing this thing. Let's just do it. And once they finish doing those things, it's like hype. And I do journalism and I know hype. So when you hype somebody, at the start, you see artists coming out, they will hype, they will go down. It's like a flame, they'll say, what am I speaking about? They'll pour petrol gas on it. Boom! After some time, what happens?
It goes down.
So that's so.
In fact, it goes down as fast as it started.
So that is the same thing that happens to anybody want to do. They're just spending what they don't have, trying to project what they don't have, who they are not, trying to put all those things outside. And you know, you see all the video, people will be dancing, they'll be doing, you know, dancing inside. I say, what is the basic of this?
After marriage, they have a debt to the cameraman.
And after they have married to the debt to the cameraman.
They have chairs in their house.
And they don't even have.
And they rented the wedding chair of it.
And they spend and I know they probably they might be doing in Nigeria. But I have people once they will come to the bank and they will tell us that they want to open an account for their baby. So maybe on the day of their baby shower or something, when people give them gifts for money, they'll take that money, put it into savings for their kids. Husband and wife, when they just go married, they'll come together, open an account together, and maybe their family or somebody give them a cash money, they'll put it together. You understand? They're trying to use it to build themselves because they know that yes, it's a journey. It's not just marriage is not a destination, it's a journey. You understand? So we need to cut the chase of if you feel that that's the way for you, fine. You understand? To me, it's not the way for me. You understand?
Neither is it the way for me.
And I won't stop anybody who want to do it. But I'll tell you my own opinion about it. And that's why I said if something works for me, I won't say that because it worked for me, it should work for you. So if you feel that it's a way for you. You have all your strategic plan and you still want to do this. Go ahead and do it. It's good. You understand? But if you feel that, but whatever we want to do, let's look at the long-term goal, let's look at the short-term goal, and be able to decide from that. That's what I would say.
Wow, very interesting and awesome, very powerful. You know, I remember when I was going to propose to my wife, you know, just like I just told her I want to marry you. In fact, from the very first time, I just had to tell her, I said, I'm not doing boyfriend girlfriend. I'm not interested. I don't want you to waste my time, and I'm not here to waste your time. This thing, I'm looking at marriage. You know, and you know that sincerity, it saved me a lot of stress. Yes, I didn't have to, you know, do all the. All right, final question before we go. There's something that has been trending on social media now, and is a statement by Pastor Adetunji Adedayo, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Pastor Adetunji Adedayo said, if she cannot, he was speaking to his sons, members of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, said, if she cannot cook, don't marry her. And a lot of people have come on social media to say that statement is wrong. Why should that it is gender sensitive, that Pastor Adedayo is trying to say that the role of ladies is to cook, and that okay, can't men also learn to cook? I know a lot of things. And I think it is important for us to look at this matter. What do you think about a matter like Evangelist Adetunji?
The issue is, why don't men give birth? Why see that? Why don't men? See, life is arranged. There's a pattern of things. So if we follow the pattern God has laid down, there won't be issues. Most times we try to adjust things, we try to put things.
We want to do things to suit
our own self. We can say man to woman, someone says man to man. You get me now? So when we change that order of things, it affects things. Okay, in the home, we all know that the woman should be the major person. Even if she's not cooking, she is supposed to coordinate what happens in terms of food, the feeding of the house. Again, while we expect that the man is, I mean, we learn these things from primary school now. You know, the father is in charge of generating money for the family, even though it's not also compulsory that yes, he needs to be the richest.
Things are beginning to change.
Your father is a leader, so his duty is to harness the resources and position it in the right place. Not necessarily, it doesn't need to earn the biggest salary. Who says the president should be the richest man in the country? You know, who says the governor should have the largest amount of money in store? You know, so for me, I feel on this issue of cooking or no cooking, it's just basic. That's why I said is misplaced priorities, and our values are gone. We need to go back to this to check our value system as society. I want to speak to our fathers and mothers, please, to help this generation, to help our generation. We need to restore those things. I mean, we knew the way our mothers served our fathers, and there are certain ingredients that makes a marriage last. Just an ingredient. As little as it is food. It's not because men are foodaholic or it's not because we are gluttons. You get me? It's just normal. Not just the men. The children need to eat. Everybody wants good food in their house. So I don't think there's anything wrong in making that statement. Well, I also know that the media has their own.
The media has a way of taking it to the other side.
Who does not want good food? Everybody wants good food, but that's not to say that a woman cannot cook. Then he didn't say if your wife cannot cook, but he did say if your wife can't cook, don't marry her.
Well, I think what Pastor Adedayo was trying to project was a situation whereby he does not want a situation whereby you have to be depending on eating outside.
So you see, most times in preaching, what I think people need to understand is preaching is not a lecture. Preaching is not where you have notes, you start reading from the notes and all that times. But we cut that video.
It's important to understand the
context. Why is he saying this particular thing? What example did he give and all that? And even if he says so, yes, he's a father. He's happily married. For how many years?
For more than 50 years.
Yeah, you can imagine. That's about 5 decades. So when people like that speak, I think it's good for us.
Listen to them.
Now you see, this issue, I just spoke with one of my sisters. I don't usually like to say spiritual daughters, you know. One of my sisters on campus, she's married now, and she was just telling me now that I said, what about your husband? I hope you are fine. She's just gave birth to a baby. She's with her parents. And I'm wondering, what about your husband? I hope she's fine. Yeah, she has put food in the fridge already for her and all that. And so you see that now.
Despite the fact that she just gave birth.
She just gave birth. Before then, she had prepared the food and kept in the freezer. So you just come back and warm it and eat. And why is it that you find out that we're losing most of our men in marriage today? Because they go eat somewhere and they meet a sister there. Why? So if it's a channel the devil is coming into, so why don't we just block that aspect? Why give the devil a chance? We lose our men in eateries, we lose them in joints and all that. Men don't go, most ungodly men don't go home after work. They sit out to go take chicken and beers and all that just because they want to interact and all that, you know.
Why don't we create
that in our home where we can sit down and sit out and eat and talk and all that, you know. And the 21st century is also posing a lot of challenge on marriages these days. And I want to encourage us to set our priorities right. We need to be very careful, because if we keep on following the trend of things, walk, we'll lose our children. Especially those of us who are men. Our children may not even know us. You know, I heard about one preacher who was in prison and his children said, Daddy, wow, now they went to greet him in the prison and they were interacting with him. He said, now we can see you, we can interact with you now. Because those days you are out already, we didn't even have time to talk to you. Now,
so it was when he was in prison that the children could see him.
That's where the only time they had. You know, it's always out there and all that. So what is a family time? Family time is when we talk, when we eat good food. So those are some elements of family life, and we need to go back to family. Every decay in the society starts from the family. We're losing our children today because we cannot sit down and talk. And research has also shown that most of the food we eat out there are junks and they're harmful to our health. So why do you go out there? You don't see, well, maybe in some African restaurants or some, you don't see quality food out there. Maggi must have been added to it. Sorry, I'm not trying to speak this Maggi. You know, something must have been added to it. I mean, you don't get your taste. When God gave us a wife, part of what He gave you was your kind of taste. You understand? Because if He gave you a wife, He has put some qualities in her that are fit for you. So when they say the woman is good for you, there's something in her. Part of it is her cooking style. Even if she's not good at that, it's part of what God has given to you. And like I told my wife, I said, well, we sat down before marriage and had a discussion. I said, well, it's not a big deal. There are cooking schools and grandma is still in the village. Do you get me now? We'll go and get grandma, you spend 2 weeks there. Supposing I don't like the food, because in courtship I never had her food. And so if that is the case, no problem. 2 weeks holiday, we'll go to the village and learn these things. These things are not
too difficult.
Not difficult. Just because maybe there's pressure from work. Most of our ladies now, they come back from work, they're going for night shift again. Then in the morning they don't have time to cook, so they're using that as an excuse. You know, that's what I think the issue is.
Wow, Mr. Tolu, what do you think about that statement of Pastor A?
Yeah, I heard that. I think I was coming from somewhere last week, and I heard it from the news, and you know, I was so I was really pissed off because of the presenter and the way he was trying to project it. He was trying to project it in a way that I was like, why don't you try to create balance in your reporting? And one of the things when I got home, I told my wife, and my wife said, the people did not see what Pastor Adedayo said about. He said, I didn't say it, but my wife said, he said, if the man is not working,
it's not working, don't marry him.
Don't marry him.
That one did not trend.
That one did not trend.
Yeah, but the one that trended was.
Yeah, exactly. So there was always there is a balance, and you know, people fail to always create that balance. And I was telling the man I was my driver that if I'm at home and my wife, she's not at home and we don't have food at home, I will cook. Fine. And when she comes back, she will eat. You understand? If she's not at home, if I'm not at home, she's at home, she cooks and we eat. But if both of us are at home, I put my chair at the kitchen and I help her to gist at the kitchen. If she wants to carry something, I help her. I don't know what I'll carry. She wants to wash this while she's doing that, I help her do that, and we complement each other. To myself, I said that is the way I feel that life should be. You understand? Even though it's someone has to be able to do it, but we should not now leave it for that person only to be doing. You understand? We should be able to find a way of not just sitting down at the living room, cross our leg and watching sports, while she's inside,
Stretching it all out.
stretching it all out, trying to frustration start coming up and stuff like that. I said, instead of us doing that, that is what we should do. You understand? So the point is, the way to a man's heart is through his mouth. You understand? We should be able to. I've seen situation of people, because the husband cannot cook, the housemaid was cooking, the guy had extramarital affair with him. You understand? Because those are the avenues devil comes in and tarnish and kill marriages. Yeah. So my own point is, everybody has to be able to look at what works for them in their own relationship, in their own home. If the husband feels that, I have one of my elder brother cooks very well. We have 5 boys in our house.
Wow.
Everyone taught the wife how to cook. After he taught the wife how to cook, the guy never entered the kitchen anymore.
Wow.
Even though the guy goes to the market to get stuff, because it's part of him, but the wife does all the cooking. You understand? He taught the wife, this is how to do this, this is how to do this, this is how to do.
I go to the market, my wife cooks. Wow. I'm better in
negotiating in the market.
So there's a way we can always complement each other. There's a way we can always help each other. We should not see it as sole responsibility of one person to go out and
Do everything.
you be doing all the cooking. You understand? Why me? I'm doing. There was a time, and that's why I said understanding. Myself and my wife, we were trying to divide our chores. She was like, "Why should we divide chores at home?" He's like, "Okay, me, I'll be doing." Say, "Would you do everything together? Why should we be dividing chores at home? Let's do everything together." If you are the one, she went out this morning. I was at home, and she had to rush out. I make sure that all the kitchen is set, so that when she's at home now, she'll be preparing something to eat. Wow. So she won't get home and miss all the chores again. Right. But she knows that, okay, everywhere is clean for her to do what she wants to do. You understand? It's we trying to help each other. You understand? And that's how things flows, and that's how it's supposed to be. So the presenter, somebody called the presenter and said, "Baba Adeboye is saying, my sons."
Yes.
Are you Baba Adeboye's son? Are you part of the sons? If you are not, remove your ear and don't pay attention to it. If you are, take it. A lot of things my dad has told me to do that I didn't do. You understand? So if you are his son and you don't want to do it, don't do it. Yes. If you are not his son, oh, it's not my father.
And he's not talking to you.
He's not talking to you. Move on with your life. Why are you making?
Why are you bothering yourself about what someone is saying to his own sons?
When you are not his own son.
When you are not his son. Wow, wow. It's been an interesting time.
Sorry, let me just add it on a lighter note. While I was on campus, I was prayer. My friend was also prayer. I mean, 3 of us were prayer guys. I was assistant prayer secretary. I had a different position, but in terms of prayer, my friend, I don't know if they are listening, they would remember this story. My friend, and the president of the fellowship, 3 of us were good friends, and they knew us on campus as big spiritual guys on campus, the University of Ibadan. So we had this mama of the finalists called Edith. Edith would cook and give out to people to eat, and when we have finalist meeting, she would cook. Hey, on this particular day, we had prayed and prayed and prayed, done ministry, and we're tired, and hey, we'll go back to our house, there's no food to eat. So she cooked a particular food that day. You know, they have often talked about Edith's food. I'm like, Edith, what's there? Me, I can't get lost in this kind of forget, there's nothing. What kind of food will she cook now? I mean, when Edith finished cooking and packed it in the cooler for us and we go back, we all went to the room, 4 of us this time around, and the incoming president. So we sat down. When we finished eating the food, brothers, none of us left that place. We slept off.
Hallelujah.
On that same spot after finishing that food.
Wow.
So we woke up. We were supposed to pray. You know, we had a plan. But when we woke up, we were like, oh boy, time has gone. What happened? We had good food. I mean, everybody in my set that time, I know some of them may be listening, have the chance of listening, and I can testify to it. I mean, she's from Edo State. I don't know if they are blessed in that, if that's the... But I mean, I said, what's your plan? He said she wants to open a world-class eatery. So some people are gifted in these things. So Eddie's story tells me, no, don't think you are strong in this part. So I'm careful when it comes to food. He taught me a great lesson. Say you go to some people's houses, you eat, some ladies are. So I watch myself. So in our home also we have tried to say, okay, this and this, and then we try to balance ourselves so that we don't lose anointing for food. And then we slept off. You can imagine. After
so that's why it is important and advisable that most men to eat only the food of their wife as much as they can help you. As much as they can help you. It really helps the man. In fact, one of the greatest joy that you can do for a woman is to eat her food. Yeah. She feels so much joy. She derives so much joy. She feels so bad. That's one of the greatest sin you can commit against a woman. Wow, it's been an awesome time learning so much, and I'm going to wrap up with this. One of the things that one of my friends shared with me just before I got married, he told me, he said, if you claim to be a Christian, when you get married, that is when you will truly know if you are a Christian. Evangelist Adetunji can offend me now, and I can feel bad, feel annoyed about it, and I just decide to forget about it, because maybe I see him once in 2 months, or maybe even if it's someone in my church, I see the person only on Sunday. I could decide to even avoid the person on Sunday. Of course, that is wrong, but I can still look for a way to walk around it, you know. However, for your husband or your wife that you are married to, you will see the person every day. So that practice of forgiveness, you know, when Jesus Christ was telling Peter, he said, if somebody offends me, how many times should I forgive? You forgive 70 times, 70 times, 7 times. Yes, it might be easy. I might decide that, okay, Mr. Tolubu, okay, I'm forgiving you, but I am not seeing you. But in marriage, now there's going to be a test on that forgiveness. Have you really forgiven or not? Now, when I heard that, I told myself that marriage is the best opportunity for you to show that you are a Christian. So for those that are about to get married, or those who are already married, the test of your Christianity comes in the place of marriage. And that is how you will know that you are actually following Christ. That's how you will know that you actually love Jesus Christ and that you are living according to his will. This is why we are going to draw the curtain on this wonderful episode today, and I want to sincerely thank you, and I must appreciate my wonderful guests that I hijacked. They didn't plan for this, but it was quite enlightening. And special thank you Mr. Tolubooks Arogundade and your wonderful wife you know, for being able to honor this invitation. I don't know, maybe before you leave Nigeria we might have another opportunity like this. And Evangelist Adetunji, special thanks to you also, and your wonderful wife all the way from Tanzania. I would have said before you leave Nigeria, but I know you're leaving Nigeria. This time tomorrow you'll probably be out of the country, but I know we'll have another opportunity to meet once again and again. And I'll just in 1 second, I just wanted to share with people maybe a final word and a social media handle so that people can connect with you. Final word, let's start with Evangelist Adetunji.
Marriage is beautiful.
Marriage is beautiful. I love that.
Marriage will help you get to heaven faster.
Wow, I love that. Marriage is beautiful. Marriage will help you get to heaven faster. Social media handle, how people can connect with you.
Okay, Dayo Adetunji on Facebook and Instagram, Adetunji4, and also on Twitter, Adetunji4. Then on YouTube, Adetunji and the Kingdom Bearers.
Okay.
Instagram and Facebook, Kingdom Bearers.
So go on Instagram and on YouTube. Kingdom Bearers is the visionary, is the president of Kingdom Bearers Ministry, doing wonderful, wonderful works. Sincerely, is one person whose life is a great challenge to many of us Christians. He's a missionary in Tanzania, doing wonderful work for the kingdom of God over there in Tanzania. God bless you, sir. Tolubooks.
Yes. Final word. My final words are it's going to probably want to start another discussion, but the basic is that marriage, we should just seek God in our marriage. Let's build an altar of prayer in our marriage. It's very, very important. It's one thing that would help us. I met there's a Pastor BC.
I told me
something.
With him yesterday.
Wow. He told me something a very long time ago. He said, Tolu, even though if you marry an angel and don't treat the angel very well, the angel will turn to be a demon. You understand? So let's treat each other very well. Let's love reign, and let love just reign everywhere in our home, in our marriage. And I pray that God will be with us in Jesus' name. My Twitter handle. Presently, I'm not the social media, but when you go online, Google Tolubooks, you see all my information there. Just go on Google, just put Tolubooks.
Okay, just go to Google right now, just search for Tolubooks. Everything you need about Tolubooks. I think it's the only Tolubooks on planet Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, and my final word, make God the center of your life, your relationship, and your marriage, and it will always work. Until we come your way again same time for another wonderful episode of this same program on your #1 online gospel radio station, WiGRadio. I want you to stay blessed and remain in the atmosphere of God's presence. God bless you.